custom engine builder, not an expert in the field of
What do I
construction.
do?
So I've had a ton, I've had to research and learn in regards to this engine to make it all play together.
Hit the like
Up to this
button.
point anyway.
Leave a
correctly.
short
So,
comment.
looking forward to getting it all together and it doing what I envision it doing. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the little flashback there when we were constructing this building.
I'll have to come back and leave the comment because it's not
doing all of that construction
coming
work,
up.
which took a long time. I was envisioning days like this when I'm working in the shop instead of on it.
Hey guys. Oh, it's the day after the headstock removal and the removal of the gears in question. And I woke up this morning and I just had I just reminded myself that I have a piece of 305 stainless, and I should probably attempt to make a couple pieces to go on these gears and at least have that option. At least try anyway. But there's it's not just a straightforward punch the piece out and punch a new piece in. First of all, I don't have a press to punch anything out, and I could probably get away with just driving it out, but I wouldn't want to do that on the installation. But it's like I said, it's not just a straightforward thing, and we'll go over that in a minute. I've been painting, cleaning, and kind of grouping things back together as they'll be assembled. As far as when it comes back to the installation, I'll literally be able to just pick the headstock up and do the work and then drop it back down. It's not the case where it's going to have to be like I had it before, sideways on there, precariously balanced. But I do have the issue of the oil tube that has to be replaced, and also I'm going to drain the oil and clean that out in there. Probably run some diesel through once I get everything back together, drain that, and then go back to the oil that I chose to use. Let's look at the condition of the machine as it is right now, then I'll show you the situation with the gears. And on the gears and that situation, I would really appreciate your feedback and opinions on that. My first thing was, send this to someone who knows what they're doing and get it done. And I believe I can make the parts, and I got a long enough rod that I could I can hit my numbers the first time. I'll just work large and keep whittling down until I get a nice fit, nice pressed fit. I'm going into an area now where I'm just going to say and add some Loctite and this and that, but I'm going into an area now where I'm going to be counting on your advice and not shit I'm making up in my head. Now, those of you who favored the colors red and black, do not despair. A little sneak preview here. What's to come. Yeah, do not despair, because we are keeping red and black on the back. Maybe. It can't do any harm back here. It's kind of be my signature, I guess. So went ahead and painted the tailstock. And once again, anything I didn't want painted, I just put grease on. I see I have some grease here I need to remove, but see, that's, I can pull that right off and go right back to the original finish. Just a light coating of grease. I do need to get some of these brads, or I'm not sure what they call them. They're actually screws, I think. But I got the machine tags back on, but they're just hanging on by whatever I salvaged from the removal. So we got the external gear cover stripped and painted. And this is, I forget what they call this, but this is the rear housing on the headstock. And that's all ready to go back together. I'm not going to try that one-handed. Got the top cover here, which goes right here. A big contrast to something I got perfectly smooth to sitting next to this rough cast. But it's a machine. And of course, if you don't have the proper tools, you should probably not attempt the job. So, okay. I feel like I'm stalling. Okay, this is the rear pin, okay? So what should really happen probably is this gear needs to be pressed off of this bushing, I'm gonna call it back here. But you see, maybe you can't, there is only a very small sticking out. So in other words, this thing is not, let's just call it 3/4 of an inch, like this. So this one, is pretty obvious. That's a full circle. And that can probably be pressed out and pressed in with this collar in place. Now this one here looks like they made a pin on the one end of it. So you can drive that, that would be driven out. And obviously the diameter is going to change somewhere. And that pin might, who knows how deep this diameter goes. But the only thing to do is drive it out and see. So I got the 305 stainless. The diameter is plenty of size there for me to screw up. I do think I would like to have these two pieces just touched up, just squared up. In other words, have this come up and go straight down. Nice, clean that angle up. And I imagine someone who knew how to TIG weld, if it's, I might mean MIG, but I think it's TIG, where you have the, well, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I would like to have these cleaned up, squared up. And that's something I definitely cannot do. And as far as driving these out, I may First I'm going to make a part or two and see how that goes. And I may on my own drive this one out and try to replicate that part. For some reason I feel a little better about punching that out, where this one not so much. I think both of these have been worked on. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Who the hell knows? This one here, you know, someone's definitely scribed a line across this angle all the way into this bush. Okay, as to whether or not this has been worked on before, I think on this one, I don't think they were using die-cam, and I don't think they would have scribed this line. So there's a line scribed here, and it runs all the way into this brass bush. And so, yeah, I think that's a later repair. And this one here, who knows? I hope that's coming clear, where you can see there's just a very small diameter there. I didn't do any of this rubbing or anything here. That's just the way it looked. Well, I think I've gone over this enough times that you're probably sick of hearing it. So that's the state of the repair project on the Pratt Whitney. I still need to go work on the clutch for the crossfeed. I think that's just going to be a matter of adjusting those longitudinal, let's call them washers. Adjusting the end play, and I think we'll take care of that problem. And you know, like I said, if you don't have the right tools, don't attempt to do this. Randy Richards now has the largest Jacobs chuck wrench. Someone was asking me about that, and I passed it on as a new shop edition gift. Kind of well, that's it, guys. It's Saturday. My wife is back to cat sitting, so I'm back in the shop. No questions asked. Are you gonna come in and eat? Nah. Who needs that? I did put some pieces back on the machine just to keep track of them. I guess that's the only one. And this, we'll never forget this baby. And that's going to stay black, I think, because that came out of the gearbox. The gearbox is going to stay black, I think. And I have been spraying it with this crystal clear enamel over, and I have more red paint, so who knows what's going to happen there. Yeah, I've been spraying that crystal clear enamel over the black and over the plate here, and it almost gives it a little kind of a grayish tint. I kind of like it. We'll see what it looks like when it's mounted up on the machine. And let's go ahead and take a survey and see what color the tops of these letters should be. White, black, red. I'm personally thinking black, but I'd like to have your opinion. I'd like to know what you think. Wasn't watching this when I was putting the headstock back down, so that's a reminder when I do it live to be sure I'm watching that as it goes in. And there's another look at the red. Now I got this T-slot back here, and I need to figure out a way to utilize that for, you know, some kind of shop-made accessories. I'd like to get a DRO on here. The cross slide presents some challenges, I think, for having a surface to mount to. Kind of sprayed in my serial number. I think I'll scrape that out and make that bare metal. Some remnants of blue. Someone asked me what color this used to be, and I can't tell you. You got the blue, and then you got this green, kind of a almost an avocado green, and then there's that orange stuff that we run across. Let's see if we have any thing that still has paint on it back here. Here we go. So we kind of got that the blue. We definitely know it wasn't blue because they painted too many things blue. I mean, you don't paint the chrome handles, the nickel-plated chrome handles or whatever they are. You don't paint those. But they were all painted blue. So, no, I never painted this gray, did I? Maybe the machine was gray at one time. I have a feeling the greens is a body filler. I'm pretty sure I didn't paint any of this. So this is probably, that gray is probably the original paint. We're close to it. I got all this stuff should come right off. I got this stuff kind of ready to be knocked off. It's all softened up. This, I think, is going to present some challenges painting because it's almost always wet. Well, I'm sure you don't want to watch any more scraping. Oh. Okay, this pen must trap this in there. So, yeah, we're going to get on this. Going to loosen this up, and hopefully this is going to drop this down. And then we will... and some people were, I released some videos out of order, and showed this thing with the original run out, which was pretty crazy. A lot of that original run out may have been from me, beating on it while it was in the machine and trying to break that free. But it straightened out pretty much as once I got it out of the machine and I started putting heat to it, I was able to get it relatively straight. Going to insist that this is going to be my carriage lock, whatever I have to do to make that work. I'm just going to make this plate a little more flexible. Right here. If that's a little more flexible and these are not dogged down quite as tight as they can be, maybe, well, that's going to be the answer. Lots of things to do. Okay, I've put you through enough. Okay, let's make this the outro, because the last outro got way too involved. Thanks for following, guys. Thanks for your suggestions, your comments. George, thank you for subscribing. And there's a magnet I was looking for. Okay. There's Garden Tractor Boy. I said I was going to get this guy's proper name, Chris Simmons, maybe. He's the guy with the black hair. Simpson, Chris Simpson, channel of the same name, Chris Simpson. Go check him out. He's got an awesome power feed for a table saw. He's just turned some new rollers for that. And I'd never seen such a thing. Very talented individual. I think he doesn't have a lot of experience with the metal stuff, but he has some awesome equipment. And he's still a hell of a lot further along than I am as far as metal work goes, but he's got questions, and we could all use feedback. But yeah, we've been kind of bouncing ideas off each other since we have similar machines, and he's pointed things out to me that I didn't know I had, and vice versa. So it's a good relationship, and he has a good channel. Simpson. Is that what I said? Chris Simpson. Wait for this thing to recognize my face. Let's get to his home. Yeah, there he is. Barnwood beam cop. Electrolysis, boring the Pratt Whitney, power feed. He's got some good content. Doing some neat stuff. Oh man, you just gotta say it's done. Stop. I want to see more of these guys. I'd like to see this guy for a while. He's like, where in the hell's he been at? Knackler, we're Aaron, we're getting you. Screwball's there. Winky's pretty regular. Outside screwball again. Rustin Ox pretty. Ade's working on a beautiful. We got one today here. And Steve every Saturday morning. Emma Wednesday morning for me. Just One Guy Metalworks. And this guy here, he lives right down the street from me. I need to reach out to Doug at Metalworks Machine Shop. I need to reach out to him and see if he wants to help me, because he actually knows what he's doing. He's a millwright, whatever that is, and he has a hobby shop. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Tell a buddy, bring a friend.